Hello, it is Napalm Dawn here in Marvel's Avengers, and likely what is going to be probably the very last video that I'm going to do on this game. Actually, there may be one more. There will probably be one more a night or two before the game shuts down. But this particular date and this video is important because this is the day that Crystal Dynamics and Square have said they're going to release all of the skins that were involved in this game, put them for free, and slap them on the marketplace. So what you're looking at right now is me just having come into the game, and I've not changed any skins yet. So this is what my characters have been looking like. You can see Maestro Hulk, you can see Endgame Thor, Kate in her probably my favorite outfit for her, showing a little bit of the hip, cool hair. Iron Man from the MCU, Black Widow fan Kamala, MCU Black Panther, MCU Cap from Endgame. Correction, Thor is Infinity War, Cap is Endgame. Fear itself, Black Widow, which isn't quite representative of how she looked in Fear itself, but close. One of the Ronin skins for Hawkeye, and Bucky from Winter Soldier with the mask on. So let's go ahead and pop in the game. And let's take a look at this marketplace and these skins and everything. So, in case you're unaware, Square has gone ahead and said a couple months ago that the game is airing, and they laid out the timeline for what is going to happen to the game between now and what I believe, if I recall correctly, September, when the game completely goes. We can have a conversation. We can have a conversation why the game was in. So the history of this game is fraught with some semi-disaster right from the start. When it came out at E3, and then the stills were out and everything, people realized that you idiot captured their stunt double. It was like that from base. Everybody kind of felt that it was very uncanny valley. It was like they were approaching MCU. They went right up to the house of MCU and didn't even want to ring the bell. Or maybe they rang the bell, but were not allowed inside. Well, welcome back, Avenger. That put a lot of people off, and similar to the Sonic movie, they went ahead and took the player feeds of MCU and didn't even want to ring the bell. Or maybe they rang the bell, but were not allowed inside. Well, welcome back, Avenger. That put a lot of people off, and similar to the Sonic movie, they went ahead and took the player feedback and said, okay, we're going to go ahead and we'll take a look at this and we'll fix it. So the memes of Tont Stant and Blork Widow and Bulk and Speeve Rogers and all of that stopped happening because they did actually... Where is the... Okay, maybe... I thought the actual marketplace would be there and we could just pick up the stuff for free. I guess not. Alright, so I think we'll have to head back in-game over here. Now, Kamala, of course, looked great because we really hadn't seen a game of this level display Kamala Khan. We had Marvel Avengers Alliance and, you know, a few others, Marvel Future Fight, but we did not quite ever see her to this level. So let's see if they just... Okay. Yeah, alright. So that's what they're doing. They're just putting it straight availability in the game. Wait, why are these locked then? Wait a minute. Do I actually have to go get them? Because truly, I did not earn these skins yet for Bucky. I did not have all these skins unlocked. But you still got some law. Okay, wait a minute. What? the hell are they doing? God, boy, the movement is really fast. Let's see what's going on over here. So, yeah, they were able to go ahead.
You ever want to try a new look? Now's the time.
And update the graphics a bit. Okay, yeah, well. Alright, so they have created the new credits and everything like that. I guess I could just sit here
on you.
and purchase them, and apparently I'm still gaining Xbox points over here.
God, you make everything look good, don't you?
Okay, if I'm gonna gain points for it, I may as well do it.
I was hoping you'd pick that. It's one of my favorites.
So
I was
Kamala
not expecting that choice, but
looked really good because there was no real basis of comparison, but the others were like, oh man, Black Widow sucks, and you know, Speed sucks, and I thought Thor was somewhat okay, but even Thor wasn't that great. Captain Rogers really bothered me. Hulk was, I think, one of the best. Well, they gave it the Sonic treatment, as I was saying, and they got better. Then they broke their initial rule of saying we're not going to do MCU skins, and then they started dropping the MCU skins after all. Wait a minute, what? Oh god, boy, they were really getting... I see what they were doing here. I forgot that they had done this. So they have Bucky unmasked, they have Bucky masked with goggles, and Bucky masked with the maybe it's Maybelline eyeliner. Boy, you could tell how cheap they were getting over there. Marvel Heroes did something similar, but I think it was just simply masked and unmasked. I don't think they broke it down to 3. Now, granted, this happens in the movie, but still, it seems pathetic. Anyway, so they did start releasing the MCU skins, and people were happy because no longer did we have to take one of their skins that was close to the MCU, and I'll show you that when we get to Iron Man, and then say, okay, this is as close as I'm going to get, I'm going to use this. However, people felt they were starting to get kind of greedy with what they were doing with the skins, and yes, we were getting the DLCs for free, but we were not getting the DLCs and the new characters at the rate that we were supposed to. And yeah, people were getting upset at that, and then the game was just packed up. Now, they proved they could get a hit with Guardians of the Galaxy, and in all honesty, if they had just tackled things better in Marvel Avengers, they gave us some new bosses, and they gave us some new enemy types, and radically different biomes like the future and everything. The game could have been better. It was fun, but they weren't fixing the bugs well. I don't know how many times enemies got stuck in the environment and were only killable if you could AoE. The game was unfortunately a bit of a disaster, even if you could jump in and play it for an hour or so and have some fun. So this right here would be an example of a skin that would approach the MCU, but not actually be the MCU skin. This is Who the Hell is Bucky, which is, of course, the quote from Winter Soldier, and I mean, it certainly looks very close to what would be the MCU. However, of course, then we have the MCU skins, which was released when Bucky was in fact released. So this would be the one that I would be using had the MCU skins not existed. The astronaut ones are a little weird, and I hate these ones that have the Robin mask on them. Not that one. This sort of Wolverine one, kind of, I think I would also likely pick. This Bucky isn't too bad. I'm not a fan of that that kind of mask. I think of that as just being way too classic, very silver golden age of comics and everything. And These sort of Captain America looking ones, I'm not actually that crazy about. I don't know why, but I'm not a fan of this face and head. Deep cover would be cool. We've seen him look like this. I would probably use deep cover. Iconic mask, maybe. Not really Furlough, although the arm is cool. The arm reminds me of Jax from Mortal Kombat. Iconic, maybe. So down here in the lock section, let's see what we're missing out on. I wonder if I should check Twitter again and see what's happening with this. I didn't expect there to be locked items. Boy, this one's a little over the top. Pastel Traveler, Cabin Fever. That was a decent flick. I could stand to watch that again. Modern Vintage. I'm going to skip these classy casual ones. Airplanes. Wanted. So that's basically Callisto Protocol. Moto Gothic is cool. Yeah, so there's definitely a few that I would pick if I was not going with the MCU skin.
Think of me as your second closet.
Hover, nameplates. Yeah,
Fine, but you're going to come back.
I don't know. I really did not think there would still be things getting locked up over here. I thought basically when I got into the game that I would be going ahead and like going to the marketplace and just going down the list of skins and buying up what I wanted. But here you can see I'm Maestro. Generally like the Maestro representation whenever I see it for Hulk. Okay, so just about... Wow. Alright, so here we go with Hulk. We've got Ragnarok. We've got Gladiator, which I think might also be called World War Hulk, if I remember correctly, with the Gladiator type ones. Warlords, Contenders. Here's the athletic ones. Okay, this one's kind of amusing. I generally am not that big of a fan of the wife beater ones for Hulk, but this one's pretty cool. It makes him look like a bouncer. This one just makes me think he's going to a club at Miami Beach. Cabana's also interesting. Volcanic I've seen before. That's been around for a bit. Bunny's a bit interesting shoes. 1000 BC. This is cool. I would probably play with this at some point because it reminds me of Midnight Suns a little bit. And the face is different, the hair is different. This one stands out. It's one of the reasons why I've gravitated towards Maestro is because it is definitely different than the others. I don't like the Endgame suit that much at all. Undefeated, I think... Oh, yeah, that's Hulk when he's casual in... Ragnarok, like when he's sitting in his room. That's okay, so that's pretty decent. Allies of Wakanda's weird. I don't think I would use that one. Blue Hollow. That's okay, so this kind of looks like you should be playing a pickup game of basketball. Strange but true. That's definitely very different. Cosmic Glow. Steampunk, almost looking like he's got an Iron Man triangle in his chest. Pumped. Super fit. Unhinged. Kind of hairy and dirty. Throwback. Wrestler. There's another Maestro? Oh, a Gamma Poison. Wow. Actually, I think I'll switch to that. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. And let's see some of the ones that are locked up. We have Joe Fixit. We have a couple Joe Fixit variants over here. Reminds me a lot of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. That piano tie is great. I gotta admit that piano tie is great. Wild. Unmatched is also cool. I could see myself using that one because it stands out a bit. The other guy, Blue Hue, Tormented, Fractured. Okay, so saw a cool one here for Hulk that I could switch to. I love how you don't really get banner customizations. It goes right for the Hulk. But then again, that's kind of what you care about. So let's go ahead and grab Iron Man. So the... Yeah, alright, whatever with the unheld ones. The Destroyer outfit is cool. I like the Destroyer one. I often try to get skins like this in any of the games that I play that have the Uru skins available and everything. Not a fan of any of these unmasked ones. There's the MK2. Original Iron Man. Well, I'm sorry, that's Avengers. That's the original Iron Man. Here's Cold Iron. So supposedly Warmachine they were going to make available. There he is. So this was supposed to be his own character. We were supposed to get a Warmachine so that you could, quote, get 2 Iron Mans in a mission when they had the restrictions available. They busted the restrictions open so you could have 2 Hulks and 2 Thors or 3 Thors and whatever. But their original plan for the game was that they were going to have mirror characters, sort of like a Cyrax and a Sector or a Sub-Zero and a Scorpion. They were going to kind of do their equivalent of a palette swap so that you could have an Iron Man type flyer and combatant, but then you could also do Warmachine. If you wanted to be Iron Man, somebody else wanted to be Iron Man, you would just go play your Warmachine instead. Well, ever since Red Room, they removed that restriction. So you can play multiple Iron Mans if you want to do multiple Hulks. Civil War is okay. Heartbreaker from Iron Man 3 is a classic. This one is in Marvel Avengers Alliance. This one is great. I'm currently running Endgame right now. But, Heartbreaker I would use. Prime, from the neck down is okay. Not that great not fan of the helmet. Centurion is the same thing as basically what was called Silver Centurion in the comics, except this one isn't all silver. Solaris is just weird. That looks like Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ray Gun looks very Borderlands-ish, like very Mad Max-ish. Prometheum is kind of cool. Don't like these Tom Cruise ones. I'm trying to think of what I was using until the MCU skins came out. I'm sure it'll be down here. Iron Man's going to have a complete buttload of skins. Red Dwarf is interesting. Wow, Volcanic is really... I like it. I don't know that I would use it. Magic Modified is kind of cool. I believe I was using this one, Illustrious. Yeah, you notice there isn't an exclamation point on this because it isn't new to me. So I was using this skin until the MCU skins came out because this is as close as you could possibly get to what Iron Man should look like, because the original Iron Man skins were bad. I hated looking at the eyes and the face. So we have Cosmic Glow, which sort of looks like you're beaming in Star Trek and you got stuck. Supernatural's pretty cool. This reminds me of the Robo-Burbles from Thundercats. Bleeding Edge was also pretty good. I had my eye on Bleeding Edge for a while. I thought about picking that one up. There's Robo-Burble, or that, what was it, Centurion Man? Robin Williams? Kind of looks like that. These are the Tom Cruise ones. Blue Steel from Zoolander. StarTech is okay. Let's skip a bit. Jetstream. Yeah, this is the uncanny masks over here that I was not fond of. Iconic is like kind of what you had when you just had the game. Like if you just installed this, you would have something that looks like iconic. Intergalactic is okay. We have the Knight ones up here. There's Iron Knight and there's Iron Relic. Gamma Poisoned. The makeshift one. This is when you start helping Tony and he starts trying to get his suits back and everything. There's Morning Workout. Let's see what we have locked. Bypass. Liquid Cool. Overclock. Cryonic Current's interesting. I like that one. Verity. Zero Defects. Skipping around a bit. There's another Robo-Burble one. This kind of looks like Bumblebee from Transformers. Light Dancer. That's interesting. I like the way that the Mask of Steel going on over there. Midas. Starchild. The chin is a little creepy on this one. Alright. Moving on. Let's take a look at Thor, because I know there's supposed to be some interesting ones with Thor right now, including, I believe, like an Odin one and a 10,000 BC one or something. So we have Ragnarok, which of course he has Mjolnir because this game was not capable of changing the weapons, unlike Marvel Future Fight. Original Avengers, original Thor, Dark World, Infinity War without the cape, Thor unhelmed, Ragnarok after he defeats Surtur. This would be cool. I could probably very easily use this one because of Surtur on his back. Here is Endgame with the cape. Okay, so alright, yeah. I forgot that this was Endgame. In the beginning of the video, I said that it was Infinity War because of the fact that he was thin, but I forgot they never did Fat Thor in this. So this is actually Infinity War, which is a good-looking skin with the eye patch, and this is Endgame. Here's the Destroyer outfit. I would definitely use that. Love and Thunder, I was not crazy about his armor in that movie. I don't think I would use it. Retribution, Surtur. So let's see if we can find... So here is the 1 million BC one. This was up on their Twitter today. Ultimate Thor. I'm using this one. Actually, I'm using this one in Marvel Future Fight, I believe. I could see myself using this. I could see myself using Ultimate Thor. I think... Yeah, so they fixed Mjolnir for the MCU skins. If you look closely at his hammer here in an MCU skin, you'll see it's a relatively flat surface with the circle in the middle. But if you look at the non-MCU skins, it has that indentation in it. And I definitely like the MCU Mjolnir better. We never did get his axe, unfortunately. So this is Sunny Days, which was the beach outfits. This was Supernatural, which kind of makes him similar to, say, a Reichel in World of Warcraft. A bald-headed Stark enhancement. This one, the face is very different. He looks really mean in this one. I could possibly see myself using this. I wish he had hair and wasn't bald, but that's a very aggressive-looking Thor in the face. That's cool. There's Thunder Prince, Crash Test, which I had but was not using. Stark Tech. Everybody gets Stark Tech. Asgard's Might. I hated these. The hubcap. I hated this one because it's like he was just in jeans and a suit with a hubcap. Here's Hardware Store, which also looks like he's serving you craft cocktails. Power Outage is pretty cool. Again, sort of zombie-ish or undead-ish. I think I would use that one if I'd gotten my hands on it. Teenage Rebellion. Yeah, I don't really get that one that much. Gearhead, I think I was using for a little bit. Prior to the MCU ones, I think I was potentially... I think I was using Gearhead. Iconic is one of the early ones the game gives you, but I hated the dinner plate look in his chest. And his chest looked very plasticky, so I was not using it. Here's Gamma Poison, Storm Guard, Ignite, which Ignite is pretty cool. Kind of tones down the plate look a little bit. Obsidian's not too bad. I may have been using Obsidian for a little bit. No to Cobalt. May have been using Tungsten at one point. Is that Red Room? No, that's Lightbreaker. Black or White is interesting. Might have been using that Metalhead. So up on the locked ones, we have some of the Prince-looking ones. First Responder, Brimstone, Mistbound, another one of the T-shirt ones. Silver Plate. They just call that one Silver Plate because, yeah, that's what it looks like. Alright, so nothing changing me off of the MCU on that one. Jane is not going to have a lot because she's relatively new. She's not had enough time for her skins to cook. However, I do... Oh, so she's all completely unlocked. I do know that I think I don't want to stay with the one that I have. So, Love and Thunder Unhelmed. This is very, very, very close to the movie. This is her legendary, which is straight out of the comics. Thordis is pretty cool. This looks like Wonder Woman's Amazonian compatriots there. There's Iconic, Storm's Eye, Nordic Shadow. I think I'm going to go with Thordis. I feel it has a very kind of a 70s comic look over there. Alright, let's go ahead and switch. Cap. Yeah, Cap has got a lot of really, really bad skins. The MCU ones are by far the best for Cap. So we've got Winter Soldier, which is one of my favorites. First Avenger, which is usually not. Endgame, Finale, which I believe Finale is sort of like more... Yeah, it's more banged up. Not as banged up as he actually is in the movie, though. The shield's intact. He could have been a little bit more beat up than that. The Avengers, which, oh god, I hate that one. Infinity War, he's really banged up on that one. Endgame Unhelmed, which is more Endgame Finale than it is Endgame. Winter Soldier Helmed. I think I'll switch to that. Avengers Unhelmed, Captain Wolf, which was released a while back. First Avenger Unhelmed, Legendary. So the one that I was using prior to the MCU ones coming out may have been Ultimate Patriot, but I don't think so because I think it had a exclamation point. Let's see what I was using. I would not have used any of the helmetless ones. Oof, that one is bad. Very Cro-Magnon look to the eyes over there. Allies of Wakanda. Just the Basics. No, not that one. Maybe Classic, but I don't like the helmet there on Classic. Star Spangled. Sentinel of Liberty, which is basically, in a way, Evil Cap. Yeah, we know this look over here, and we have it down over here. Yeah, this is a very U.S. agent look, but so is this. You can see I have the U.S. agent ones. The game gives you Secret Cure just from playing it. I think I may have been using this Super Soldier prior to the MCU ones. Not particularly too sure over there. So the locked ones: Clash, Modern, Throwdown. Oh god, that Fearless Light. That looks like he's some futuristic sports player, like some, like, you know, Blitzball in Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 10. This looks like it's some Tron level sport game. Bravado's a little too beefy. Protector. Protector's not too bad, but it's just, wow, it's just a lighter blue version of Guardian. That's really scammy over there. Blue Justice. Cobra Commando is pretty cool. Freedom Fighter. Yep. Alright, so we've switched Cap around a little bit. Black Panther, he's got a reasonable amount of skins. But not the biggest amount. He's a little bit bigger than Jane Thor. Hello? There we go. Okay, so we have Black Panther. We have Civil War, which is what I'm using. That one's pretty cool. We have Golden Lion, Bass Spirit, White Tiger. This was the one they've talked about this week, which is Earth X. I think I'll actually switch to that because it's so very different. Unconquered. I always thought this one was pretty cool. Ascension. It reminded me of Spider-Man Noir. The Strategist was a interesting skin early on. Shadow Physics is pretty cool. Mangaverse. And then there are these legacy kinds of ones over here. Most Dangerous Man sort of has like a kind of a Batman look to it. Future's Mirror, which is the studded look. And we've got a couple like that. Wakanda's Claws uses that. Avenging Archer, oof. Not a fan of that one. Without Fear is pretty cool. I could have seen myself using that one. Demis Sarki was one of the ones that the game gave you, and you can see it's not got the exclamation point. Iconic is one of the early ones that the game gives you. Gold Touched is pretty cool. And Locked is King T'Challa. So they only have one Locked skin over here. And it seems like some heroes are making out better than others with the Locked skins. And we've only just got a couple more left. So Black Widow, they finally started fixing her hair for the MCU ones. This was a big deal for people that she didn't have the braid. Well, they finally gave it the braid, but instead of updating existing ones, they just made it new ones, so you'd have to buy it. Endgame braid. Hero Suit braid. There's Infinity War. It's got so many pockets. I know, right? Snowsuit from the Black Widow movie. Original Avengers. This one was just announced recently. Endgame. Age of Ultron. And now the MCU ones are dead. We have Heartbreaker, Dustwalker, Outrider. Hooded is pretty cool. I could see myself using Hooded because it's different. And it covers her up a little bit. Liquidator, I always thought was a little interesting. I hate this one. I hate these with that hair. Looks like she really wants to speak to a manager. The Carol from Walking Dead look isn't too bad. It's a little better than this one. Stark Tech is pretty cool. This is closer to what I actually consider Fear itself rather than this one. This looks like Nova from StarCraft, as does Top Brass. Classic Stealth is, I think, what I was using until Fear itself and the MCU skins, because to me, this is what I think comes the closest to what Black Widow is generally represented as in games and everything, and I thought this was as close as you could get to MCU. Aerospace, Steampunk. Steampunk's not too bad. Blue Hollow. Here's Gamma Poisoned. That one's just kind of gross. Supernatural. It works on some of the characters. I don't think it really works that great on her. Silent Fate also is pretty classic. Not quite Gray Suit Widow, but similar, like it approaches it. This is interesting. That's not too bad. Federation looks like Sonya from Mortal Kombat, or the Sonya's daughter in some of the more recent ones, I think. There's Avenging Archer. Blood Moon's not too bad. Iconic is, of course, just an early game one. And locked for Black Widow, she's got a few. Codename Mary, Codename Laura, October. Dawn isn't too bad. Patrol. First Responder, Ranger, Poisonous, Ingot. Actually, Hazard and Ingot aren't too bad. I'm not too sure that there's anything in here that I want to switch to right now. I like My Fear itself. It gives me good memories of Marvel heroes. Maybe Black Widow Hero I could see myself switching to, or Black Widow Snow. Bucky we've already basically taken a look at. So we just got Hawkeye and Kate left. As you can see, I have been on some of these characters after earning some of the pieces of gear. So we have Faux Hawk, which actually I think I'm going to switch to. To be honest. 90s Glory. Endgame Ronin. So I had picked up Royal Ronin before the Endgame one had actually been released. And I was like, damn. But I would probably be using Endgame Ronin over here. Marvel Studios Hawkeye, that's the show. There's Endgame. Not that crazy about it. Werehawk. Alright, I'm going to switch to it. I'm going to switch to it because it's funny. There's Red Ronin. There's a Volcanic. There's Age of Ultron, which we had in Marvel Avengers Alliance. There's Civil War. There's the original Avengers, which I'm generally not crazy about. Another Ronin, Stealth. Don't like the helmet. Doesn't even look. That doesn't look like Hawkeye to me. Ghost Ronin. Counter Earth. Fletching. This is a pretty famous comic look over here. This is retro. Is pretty cool. We all know this skin. This is very original Hawkeye. That's actually pretty good. Modern. So there's the helmet ones. Here's the Gator ones. The Jerry Garcia one. Day Off, which is another well-known comic one. Not that crazy about the eyes on this one. The Jerry Garcia ones were cool. I could see myself using them. And locked for him is Lucky, Biker, Bull Rider, Circus Shot, Medieval. That doesn't look particularly medieval. First Responder, Cryonic, Miami Vice, Bruce Bart. That one's pretty cool. I could see myself using that one as a bit of a joke. And finally, Kate. I haven't seen Kate's skins in a bit. You'll probably see the... Yeah, here come the artifacts. So we have the Hawkeye show. We have Lucky's favorite. We have the one that I call the Blade Runner. This one has been around for a long time. Generations Legendary, Lady Catherine. I haven't seen this one yet. Another kind of like the Blade Runner look. Volcanic on her is pretty cool. Nothing to Prove. Hooded short hair look. Supernatural, they just kind of... That's actually not too bad. I kind of like Supernatural. Not crazy about the ones with the Catgirl mask. Cat Eye is the one that I've been using for the longest time. Like the hips, like the hair on that one. Cosmic Glow. Steampunk. The short hair sunglasses look. This look really plays up to Kate's arrogance in this game. I will say that. It does a good job of conveying it. Crash Test. Groovy. Here's some of the short hair ones down here. Hypnotic. And locked for her, we have Scene Kid, On Target, Ski Trip, Private Eye, First Responder, Vagabond. Not a fan of these, but if you want to kind of go for maybe like a Young Avengers look, this would be good. She looks like she fits in with the Runaways on these. And last but not least, let's go to Kamala. She was my original main. Is she my most powerful? Let's see, 148. Oh, Black Panther beats her by a point. Yeah, so Kamala was my original main. I found her to be so strong in this. Good melee with just a hint of range, but then Black Panther came along and he'd become my favorite because his range is just godly for a melee character. Marvel Studios, Miss Marvel, the tech suit, future suit, power gloves, battle suit. So I think the one that comes closest to the MCU prior to having an MCU skin, I think was... I don't remember. We'll encounter it in a moment, but I think I'll actually switch to the Miss Marvel one. Junior Varsity, Dreamers, so that's the Captain Marvel fan one. Sloth Baby, that's been around for a long time. Pinky I haven't seen yet. Independent, so this is what I was using, which is the Black Widow fan one. Futurian, Future Guardian, Avalanche, Monatomic, that's a Red Room skin, Blue Fathom. Supernatural Avengers on her is pretty cool. It's sort of like, looks very like an undead Molly Hayes, if you ask me. Super famous. Shooting Star, Crash Test. So this to me looks classic, but it doesn't have the lightning stroke on it. But this seems like an original Kamala skin. Sapphire. Karachi, we've seen her in Marvel Future Fight with a very similar outfit to this. Social Buzz, pretty classic looking there. Terrigen might be better with a cape. Gamma Poison looks interesting for her. Superfan. Oh, yeah. Superfan. When you see Kamala in this game represented in media, like in screenshots of videos, you see Superfan a lot. Very common outfit for her. Her Obsidian one was pretty decent. I think that was the pre-order stuff. DIY is very classic Kamala. Event Horizon, good movie by the way. Event Horizon's an amazing movie. Everybody should watch it. Iconic, if you gave it a cape, pretty much is MCU. Miss Marvel, Destin 1, Polar Blast, Teenage Hero. So locked for her, there's quite a bit. All American, Captain America fan, that's cool. Billionaire Genius, a Tony one, Cryonic, Titanium, Strong Fan, Seafoam, Thor. Trending is very classic looking. Detailed. Sun Gold. Avengers Day, which is what she goes through when she's in the beginning of the game. So yeah, that is pretty much about it. We've looked through these. I'm still surprised to see some that are locked. I wonder if they're got them locked because they're giving you the credits, but then again, it's not like you can walk up to them and buy them. They have to show up on rotation. So I'm going to have to check Twitter and see what Twitter is saying about it. But who I'd been playing when the announcement came that the game was going to die was Winter Soldier. I was going through his stuff over here, so that's where I'll resume. Anyway, thanks for checking out this video here on G4G and going over the skins with me. What were some of your favorite skins? And if you played the game in the past, are you still holding on to the game? Are you going to reinstall it for these skins, or that's it? You left the game a long time ago and you're not interested in it anymore. Let me know down below. Peace out, guys.